Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. Hernandez again. I'm going to review a little bit from what we did earlier this week and introduce some new vocabulary to talk about fractions. So last time we talked about what is a fair share. Remember, we talked about ways we could divide this cookie between 2, 3, or 4 people. And we showed how, if we just put a little line here and then one person got this, another person got that, that's not fair, is it? But we could put a line down the middle and that would be fair. And if we were sharing with 4 people, we could do like that. If my line was a little straighter. And same thing with the pie. Remember, we said if we cut it straight down the middle, we could share that evenly. That's a fair share because everybody gets the same amount. And remember, we talked about when we share into 2 pieces, this is one way we could do that. And a lot of times we talk about this as being half or halves, that once you put them in 2 pieces, one is 1/2, and then together you have 2 halves, one for me and one for you. So this is how that word is written, half. And remember that we said that when you share something with just you and another friend, one friend gets 1/2, one friend gets another. The piece that each person gets is 1/2 total pieces, equal pieces. And if you're talking about both pieces together, we can say halves. There were 2 halves of the sandwich. That's this word right here. And then you have 1/2 and I have 1/2. Remember, we said that if we divided it up to 4 people, that this is one way we can make 4 equal shares. But we don't say 4 halves because this is in 4 pieces. We use another word. Do you remember what that is? It's fourths. Last time we talked about fourths. So if each person has 1 piece, then each person has 1 out of 4 total pieces. Another way to talk about this is a quarter. Now we think of quarters with money. Do you remember how many quarters equal $1? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. 4 quarters equal $1. So when we talk about sandwiches or cookies or anything that we're dividing up into 4 pieces, we can also call this a quarter. This girl has a quarter of the sandwich. This girl has a quarter of the sandwich. She has a quarter of the sandwich, and so does she. So I can use 2 words. I could say fourths, or I can say quarter. But when you talk about the fraction when it's written, we write it like this, 1/4. We say that. But another way to say it is a quarter of the sandwich. Now let's take a look at our independent practice for today. So this is the first page of your independent practice. You can see the vocabulary I just introduced to you right at the top. Halves, where you have 2 pieces, and fourths, where you have 4 pieces. And they said that this circle is divided into halves because there's 2 pieces. Half of the circle is yellow, and the other half is this kind of peachy color. Again, this is divided up into 2 pieces that are equal. So we say it's divided into halves. So 2 of these pieces makes 1 whole rectangle. Half of this is yellow, half of this is green. Now this is where they're introducing that other word I told you that you could call something that's divided into fourths. Another way to say it is quarters, like the money. There's 4 quarters in $1, just like there's 4 quarters that make up an entire or whole circle. And then they're going to point out what part of them are different colors. 1/4 of the circle is blue. 1/4 of the circle is yellow. It's just another way of saying 1/4. 2/4 are kind of that peachy red color. And here it's showing you again. 1/4 of this rectangle is peachy. The other one, 1/4 is yellow, and 2/4 or 2/4 are green. So now you are to circle the shapes that are described in the words. So this says 1/4 blue. Remember, quarter means 1/4. There's 4 pieces and they're talking about one of them. Well, this has 2/4 blue, so that's not it. This says no blue. This is in 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and 1/4 or 1/4 is blue, so that's right. And then this is divided into 4 pieces, and one of the quarters is blue. So you're going to figure out which one of these shows 1/2 yellow. Half of the object is yellow. So take a good look at each of one of these and decide which one that's true of. There's 2 right answers in this problem. Now looking at the next one that we have a part where you can draw these out and color them in. It asks you to color the shapes for each problem. Color this 1/2 red. So each one of these you're going to color half of them red. So even though I'm going to talk about this right here, this may be divided into fourths, but that's okay. You can still color half of it red. How many pieces would you color to color half of this red? Okay, this is asking you to do 1/4 orange, 1/4 green, which is the same thing as 1/4, and 1/2 blue. We have a challenge question for you as well. All right, thinkers, go ahead and do some great math.